Alright, hello everybody. Today we're here with a brand new type of video here on Acre Extra. I've wanted to have some more driver-focused content, so I figured I'd start with something pretty simple. Um, and yeah, I mean, eventually I want kind of almost like a, not quite Saturday Night Live type thing, but just like, you get different drivers hosting for the week. Um, but yeah, we're just, starting this, testing it out. So we're starting today with Music Monday. I'm recording this on Monday at least. I don't know when this is going to come out. Probably not Monday. But you gotta deal with it. So yeah, today we're ranking Sleep Token songs because Sleep Token is my favorite band and I've heard all their songs. So hey, I did not put on the mask for the face cam because I figured, it's just a mask, which is ironic because it's Sleep Token, but you wouldn't really be able to get much out of it. It's just a face with sunglasses in the eyes, and that's about it. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. But anyway, we're gonna go one by one here throughout all of their songs. They have all of them on here, and when they release the new album, I think next year, I might have to update this, but I did not make this tier list though, so they will have to update this, and I'll have to update my tier list. Anyway, we're starting off with their first song, "Thread the Needle." This is a very high quality song. I've been listening a lot to the early stuff recently. Jaws on back, and they just kept growing on me. Thread the Needle, definitely an A tier song. S tier, you got to say S tier for the absolute best of the best. And by the way, this is in terms of Sleep Token. Okay, like if I heard even like one of my least favorite Sleep Token songs just out in public, I would still be very, very happy that I'm hearing Sleep Token out in public. This is in terms of Sleep Token ability, basically. Um, but yeah, Thread the Needle, A. It's a great start. Very heavy, very atmospheric. Good song. I'm terrible with these types of videos. I don't know why I'm doing this. All right, moving on. Fields of Elation. Another good song. Here's the thing. I feel like some of these songs. I feel like the songs on the one EP, right? They're all kind of the same, but some are better than others. I don't really want to overcrowd one tier already. I think Fields of Elation is probably A. That song, it's the shortest song on the EP, but I think it does what it needs to do. I think it's a good song. It's a song of all time. This is why maybe I suck at this. Anyway, When the Bow Breaks. Um, Pretty important song to the lore, I guess. But I do like it, and this is not saying it's a bad song. I do think it is the worst on the EP though, so I'll put it in B. Definitely could be A. If I could, I'd put it like right here. But it's gonna go to B just because the rest are A. All right, Calcutta. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but this is the best song on the 2 EP. A tier. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna. I guess we will rank these. Do I like Fields of Relation better than Thread the Needle? I'll leave it there. These two are interchangeable. A lot of these can be interchangeable. This probably changes every day. The rough idea stays the same of what tier they're in, but some like when some borderline ones would change. Song ranking would change probably every day. But yeah, Calcutta, best song on the 2 EP, in my opinion. Nazareth, the song has definitely grown on me. The more I've listened to it, I do think it is, again, the worst on the EP, but again, that's not saying it's a bad song. Yeah, I'll put it in B. Yeah, B. I'm thinking between A and C. That's just B. Again, this is in terms of Sleep Token. But yeah, no, I think B, worst song on the album, and then Yuriko. I can here. Trying to think. Yep, that's that one. Yeah, probably. Just even it's kind of like when the bow breaks. I think it's better than Nazareth though. Yeah, I'll put it here, but it's kind of right. Actually, no, I'll put it ahead. It's another one with when the bow breaks. It's like borderline A. If I listen to it more, it will, and it keeps growing on me like it has recently. It will probably go into A. Next up, we have our first S tier, Jaws. This song is a banger. You put the song on in the car, and you are jamming out for the 5 or 6 minute runtime that it is. This song is a masterpiece. I don't know why it took me so long to discover this song when I found out about Sleep Token, because this song is incredible. Next up, their cover of Hey Ya. Random cover, if I do say so myself. Unfortunately, in terms of Sleep Token, it is a D tier song. Out of this, I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say it is, but it is definitely, in terms of what they're capable of, it is um, not some of their best work, in my opinion. I still like it, I still listen to it, but I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is. But it's just not for me. The Way That You Were, that's a C tier song right there. It's better than Hey Ya. It's not really as good as any of these though. So that just kind of puts it here. Again, all these, I think every single one of these songs is in my playlist actually, because I just listen to Sleep Token so much. But yeah, C tier. The Night Does Not Belong to God. We start the trilogy here. This song, the opening is absolutely incredible. However, the rest of the song, it's good. It's good for, again. I'm saying this in terms of Sleep Token. I would much rather listen to this than pretty much any other song in the world. But it's, in terms of Sleep Token, I feel like the rest is kind of, it does its job perfectly for opening the trilogy. The opening carries though. The opening alone gets it to A. The rest of the song probably B for what they do, but the opening is good enough to where it's just A. Next up, The Offering, arguably the Sleep Token song. It is going into, oh yeah, I forgot I'm ranking these. Yeah, I'll put it there. I'll put that there because I'm ranking these in the categories as well. The Offering, S tier, another just absolutely incredible song. I feel like almost like it kind of follows Jaws a little bit. It is just an incredible song, straight to S tier. Just again, incredible song, 10 out of 10, probably. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I stink at this. Levitate. Yeah, I had to listen to the song a few times to get used to it. I'm not, a lot of, ballads can be hit or miss for me. I either really like them or I really don't sometimes. This one, not personally one of my favorites. I think it is a high C, maybe on a good day, a low B tier song. It's not really for me. But like some of these earlier songs, the more I've listened to it, it's grown on me more. So I'll put it in C for now. It isn't better than The Way That You Were. Yeah, it probably is better than The Way You Were. Yeah. All right, Dark Signs, another really good song. Honestly, as I've listened to other songs, this one's kind of gone down the ranking a little bit. This used to be one of my favorite Sleep Token songs, and it's like just, I don't know. It's kind of faded away. I still think it's better than The Night Does Not Belong to God. It's the A tier song for sure. It still isn't. It absolutely riffs. But some of these other songs, I feel like, have surpassed it as I've listened to them more, and they've become more familiar to me. Higher, another S tier song. That song, incredible. 2 goes absolutely crazy on the drums, which is what you love to see. And yeah, especially live, he goes really crazy on the drums. But I mean, still, it's an S tier song, masterpiece of a song right there. Another song that's really grown on me, Take Aim. This song used to probably be C tier. Now it's honestly A tier. The ending especially carries. I think the outro to the song with the I'll be that part, it very much carries. Maybe it's still B tier. It's either high B or low A. Now that I think about it more, I like how it builds up. I'll say high B for now because we've put a lot in A, and I'm trying to spread these out. Now I will say, to be fair, compared to like outside of the bands I listen to, all of these would probably be S tier if I was just given like a list of songs and we saw a Sleep Token song on there. They're going straight to S tier. Again, this is in terms of Sleep Token. Take Aim probably B tier. Is it better than Yuriko? Yeah, I'm gonna be here while doing this. Yeah, because these two are pretty even, and this one's about the same area. So yeah, I'll put it right there in between the two. Yeah. Next up, Give. Again, one of my personal favorite Sleep Token songs, C or D. Let's see. A low C to high D tier song. Not one of my personal favorites. Yeah, just not my cup of tea. Gods. B, A, probably A. yeah, I like the heavy opening is crazy, and then I like how they were able to calm it down and just bring the song back, and then obviously they brought the heavy screaming stuff back to the ending. But I think the calm part too, I like that aspect of it. Switching it up a bit, I think Gods is probably an A-tier song. Do I like it better than? I don't know if I like it better than Fields of Elation, but it's still pretty good. Sugar. Um, yeah, this one probably beats here again. Just not well. The bridge is pretty good. I'll put it above Nazareth, I guess, but not my personal favorite. I feel like in terms of what Sleep Token has done, it's definitely just a B tier song. All right, next up, Say That You Will. Now, before I rank this song, I must say that pretty much every band that I like, they at least have one, sometimes more, but they have at least one song that I question the existence of. This is that song for Sleep Token. I'm sure one day I'll listen to it and I'll get it, because that's happened with every other Sleep Token song. This one, however, I just don't understand the existence of it. I don't know why I don't get it. I don't know why I don't like it. But this is the one song in their in their discography that I just question the existence of. So it's going straight to D tier at the bottom of D tier. Next up, Drag Me Under. In my opinion, one of the most underrated songs. I don't know why I like this song so much. Do we go? No, we're not. I don't know if it's an S tier song, but it's definitely an A tier song. Dark Side. It's my yeah. Dark. I put it there. I really like Drag Me Under. I don't know why. I think I don't know if it's just like the calming music or whatever, but I just really like that song. It feels like the almost like the prequel to Atlantic, which we'll get to there in a second, but well, you'll see where I rank that. Bloodsport. Another low B tier song. Now you may be thinking it's Bloodsport. How is that a B tier song? Because Bloodsport from the Room Below, as we have the From the Room Below session songs up next, is A tier though. Because this fits the song way better than this. Although I like the music better than this is definitely what the song was supposed to be. Right here. They didn't I get not wanting to have 3 piano ballads in a row, even though they basically had, 5 with the deluxe album, but it's besides the point. I think this is definitely the better version of the song. That's why this is an B, this is an A. Shelter. I hadn't heard the song for a while, and then I heard it, and I think this is another low B, high C. I'll put this one in the low B. I would have liked to hear if because this is technically an added-on song with a piano ballad, so I wonder if they had a normal, quote unquote, normal version of the song. I would like to hear that if they did have it. But yeah, I'll put that one in B. Again, this list probably changes a lot. This is just what I'm feeling at the moment. But in general, they stay in the same region here for quite a while. Next we get into the other part of the new songs from not the new songs anymore, it's 2026, but the deluxe edition songs. Billie Eilish cover of When the Party's Over. To be honest, I've heard this one and this song probably twice. Don't really remember them. I feel like that's kind of all you need to hear. I Want to Dance with Somebody, obviously the Whitney Houston cover. I think that was probably a little bit better than this one. I think I don't know. I don't really remember these two, but they're just going in the D tier just purely because out of their catalog, they're the most forgettable songs on there. I still like that they did them. I still have them on my playlist and stuff. It's just I don't know if they're the most memorable songs or their best work. That's all. All right, I said we get to Atlantic, and here we are, straight into the S tier. This song is a banger. The piano work, incredible. Straight into dropping the drums and all that. Just, it's a peaceful song. I don't think the lyrics are peaceful, but it is a peaceful song. And then you drop some of the best sounding. I really like the sound of Tomb. You're going to see in a second, though. Tomb is this place will become your tune. Very hit or miss for me, but the hits are like some of the best music I've ever heard in my life. So, Atlantic is definitely one of the hits. I like If I Hired. I mean, I might put it number 1 right now. I really like that song. Another Really great song off that album, Hypnosis. This song absolutely rips. It's the offering of "This Place Will Become Your Tomb," pretty much. I know their song. I know other songs are technically called "This Is Our Offering," like our offering off of this album. Like this is the offering equivalent, is what I mean by that. Um, yeah, I'll put it in here because I feel like Jaws and the offering kind of like coincide with one another with their sounds. Hypnosis probably goes there, so yeah, I am cool with that. Next up, we have Mine. This song has grown on me a little bit. Still not the biggest fan of it. Another low B, high C tier song. Well, here, I'll do this. I guess I'll put Shelter down here. Even though I do like Shelter. For how many times I've listened to it, actually, this song is doing really good. But yeah, I'll put Mine there and Shelter there, I guess. But these two are very interchangeable. Yeah, the more I listen to it, the song has grown on me, and it's, I like the change ups they have there. I think it's, it definitely is growing on me. Next up, Like That, E tier song. I'll probably put it right there. Do you want to split the? Yeah, I'll probably split the one EP songs I have up here. Yeah, this song just gets better as it goes. 2 kills and on the drums as per usual, and yeah, no, that's just that's another one of their shorter songs that's just like really good. Next up, well, shorter for their standard. Next up, this is probably a hot take. Actually, I think it is just a hot take. Their most overrated song, "The Love You Want." C tier song. It's going right here. Okay. I see what they were going for. I understand why people like it. Just not my personal favorite. I like some of their other stuff better. And again, still, if they were playing this in a store or something over whatever pop star they choose to put on the intercom in like a store or whatever I'm in, I would be 1000% happier with this than that. But again, in terms of Sleep Token. Next up, Fall For Me. This is just poetry with a voice code thing or a voice or whatever it's called. Yeah, there's not much else to it. And it's their shortest song, I think. I'm pretty sure it's their shortest song. Not my favorite. That one's going into D tier. Alkaline, this song rips. This song... it's either a really high A or a really low S tier. I'll put it here. Yeah, A for Alkaline. Yeah, but the song very easily could be here. I think it is just actually no, that song, yeah, no, 2 goes crazy on the drums. I'm thinking of the live edition. That makes it better. That gives it a little boost there. I'll put it in S tier. That song's really good. There's a reason that was their most popular song on that album. Next up, Distraction. This was right there with Say That You Will for a while. Still kind of is. Yeah, it's going right here. Honestly, I might put Hey ahead of Fall For Me. I'll put Fall For Me ahead of Hey. Yeah, Distraction. I would get this one in Descending mixed up for a while, and I would be very disappointed when I heard Distraction. This is another one. It's just kind of like, I can, I can go without hearing that one for a while. Descending, however, is quite the opposite. This is definitely a high B tier. Maybe an 8. I'll put in high B tier. Right. Maybe right. It's better than Sugar. Yeah, right there. There's kind of like a split right here, I feel like, between like the upper half and the lower half of the tier list, if you can't tell. Like right here, When the Bow Breaks and Sugar, there's just a split. Yeah. Anyway, Telomere is one of my favorite Sleep Token songs. This one right up here. Honestly, it's going to the top. This song, incredibly underrated. Drag Me Under and Telomeres are just some of the most underrated songs in the history of time. And yeah, Telomeres straight into the S tier. That song is incredible. High Water, easily an A tier song. Yeah, I feel like it's almost like the better version of Like That in a way. I feel like it's taking aspects from these other Tomb songs I'm not the biggest fan of. Like Mine on the ones down here. However, it also takes parts of this. I feel like it's like, well, Atlantic is kind of the opening, but this is like the song on Tomb. I feel like to incorporate the sound they have for that album, and yeah, I think it just goes there. It kind of balances. I feel like it is taking a lot of the better songs that I like, but it is still kind of, you get what I'm saying. I hope. Missing Limbs. I said I either really like or really don't like ballads. This is a ballad I really like. I think just having the acoustic guitar, not having any of the other instruments, or when they only have like one instrument in it, I tend to like them more because it's like, okay, this is like all you're working with. Um, Probably an A tier. Throw it. I'll throw it there. It's quick. Just with the acoustic guitar, I think, like I said, just working with one instrument, I tend to like ballads a little better when they do that. Um, so yeah, that's Missing Limbs going into the A tier. Is It Really You? The Loathe cover. But then see, I don't know if I like it as much as Shelter. It's kind of right there with mine and Shelter, and yeah, now Is It Really You? It's kind of a low B, high C tier song. Not my favorite, but if it pops up on shuffle, I will still give it a listen. All right, here we go. Now to my favorite album. So if you thought I had a lot in this tier already, it's about to get pretty packed up there. Chokehold, A. Yeah, like it better than that. The fade out from Missing Limbs into Chokehold from the second to the third album to start the final album of the trilogy. Um, I can't imagine that sounded very good for an ending on Missing Limbs. Well, no, that's not true. It sounded good. I got to imagine that was pretty weird hearing that ending and then going into Chokehold. Having to wait 2 years to go to Chokehold. But yeah, no. I really like Chokehold. I think it's got a groove to it. I do kind of think they overdid the on the guitar, but if that's the worst complaint I have on the song, that's probably a pretty good song. The Summoning, S tier song. Not even for the ending. I know a lot of people like the ending of the song. Yeah, it's not better than It isn't better than High. Yeah, it's better than Higher. Yeah. Take Me Back to Eden. This album was when they really started their genre blending journey, but like fully. But yeah, no, I think the opening just is really good. The first half of the song, the minute of silence is kind of weird, but it actually works. They took their formula of like ambient opening into R&B and or a build up with rock and metal aspects into the breakdown, and they just flipped it to the rock and metal breakdown at the start. Their ambient opening was in the middle of the song for whatever reason, and then their extra genre that they felt like doing that day, they just put at the end, and it worked for them. So yeah, no, I think that was just I think the song's pretty good. Granted, another one, S tier. Where did I put it? I don't know if it's better than Jaw. It's probably better than, yeah, put it there. Yeah, well, I'll settle on right there for now. Another one of their shorter songs, but this one is just really good. I think it's a song, if somebody heard it, they would probably like it. I can't think of words anymore, so we're gonna move on. All right, Aqua Regia. This was their first kind of jazz attempt outside of the end of the Summoning, arguably. This one goes right with Granite. I feel like they're just shorter songs. They are more pop leaning, to go to the mainstream, but I think they work. I can still hear some metal aspects. I think they have some really good lyrical work in there, and yeah, they're going right there. All right, Vor. Basically the gods of, well, yeah, basically gods of Take Me Back to Eden. I think it is better than gods. I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll put it in between Drag Me Under and Dark Signs. This is another really good song. I don't know if it's an S tier song. It might be an S tier song now I think about it. I don't want to just flood S tier with Take Me Back to Eden. That's actually what I'm gonna do anyway. Yeah, I'll put Vor at the end here because it's. Yeah, no, I like because yeah, it's heavy, really heavy. I like the chorus. Just kind of having the heavy music with the melodic vocals. I really like that. So yeah, I'll put it in S tier. And I'm dragging Chokehold actually right there, now that I think about it. Just for good measure. And we're putting that there. And I'll settle on that for now. Ascensionism. Might be a hot take. Not one of my favorites on that album. It's a low B, high A tier song like Take Aim and Yuriko. I'll put it right there, I guess. I don't know why. I think the R&B part is really good, and then the metal part just drags on a bit. It's not one of my favorite in terms of what they did after the R&B. I feel like the metal part kind of dragged on. The piano opening's a little bit slow for me. The R&B part definitely carried it. So yeah, that's just my take on it though. Are You Really Okay? This is a ballad with more than one instrument, therefore it goes into D tier. I feel like that's a kind of pretty well set rule to follow here, and I do think it is the worst song on Take Me Back to Eden. However, I understand it's very important to some people, and I can completely understand why. I think it is a good message, and it's just not my cup of tea with songs. Next up, The Apparition. This is another banger, straight into the S tier. This song, right there. Yeah, this song is incredible. It is just, you get your metal. It is, in my opinion, some of the best R&B hip hop influences that they've done. If not the second best, third best. You'll see when I get to Arcadia. Yeah, straight into S tier. Do You Wish That You Love Me is the better version of Are You Really Okay? It's going into the C tier. It's better than The Love You Want, I think. Yeah. I had to listen to some. I don't remember who it was, but somebody was reacting to it. I think it was Metal Burb, but they were reacting to it, and it was they were like, "Sounds tropical," and then I heard that, and it was like, "Oh wait, yeah, it kind of does sound like muted tropical music." So that kind of changed how I looked at it a little bit. But yeah, these three songs kind of drag down the album a little bit, but even then, like when I listen to the whole album, they flow pretty good. I feel like standalone songs, I don't know, but I still think Take Me Back to You is my favorite album. Next up, Rain. This is A tier. Um, right around Chokehold. I don't know. It's not quite S tier. I do really like the song. It's kind of right there at Chokehold. It's like it definitely could be an S tier on a good day. However, for now, I will put it in the A tier, and I'll be happy with that. Take Me Back to Eden, S tier. This is like just the Sleep Token song in a way for their new sound. They have their ambient opening. They have their R&B hip hop. They have their metal breakdown, and I mean it's basically because Euclid here is just kind of like the replay of the trilogy. It's the replay in one song if you miss the trilogy basically, and it's all the callbacks to this. This is basically the conclusion of the trilogy, and I think it is an epic way to end the trilogy. Straight into S tier. Euclid, A tier. Another kind of right here with Rain and Chokehold. It is really good. It's just not quite my favorite on the album. Very beautiful song, but it's just not one I find myself like when I first hop on the Spotify. I was like, oh man, I really want to listen to that song, you know. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Even an Arcadia album. All right, here we go. Look to Windward, my favorite Sleep Token song, straight to the top right there. The best R&B work they've done. The build up is just incredible. It's their best work with building stuff up. And yeah, I think the metal stuff, it was their first one where they kind of went with a riff for the breakdown, and when I discovered that, I think it's incredible. And yeah, Look to Windward, straight to number one. I'll be right back. I gotta do something. All right, sorry about that. But I'm back. So yeah, next up, Emergence. First single off of the album here, and when I first heard it, I knew that this album would be pretty good. It was again another S tier song. It's one of my favorites. I really like it. Probably right there. Yeah, this album started off really good. Next up, Past Self. I will say this song is definitely a vibe, and it is it's definitely a vibe. However, musically, arguably their worst song. Lyrically, it is still good. Vessel is still having his good lines on there. I guess it's pretty vibey. I'll put it like here. It's kind of like Do You Wish That You Love Me in the sense that like it is still a vibe, but musically it's just I don't know what they were doing. Next up, Dangerous. This is an A tier song. Just another. It's kind of like Granite a little bit. It's just it's got your vibe. It's pretty quick, all things considered, and yeah, I think I'd put it like right about there. Next up, Carmel. When I this one I couldn't listen to right away when it came out. I couldn't listen to Emergence either, but I was in school and I heard I was able to load the video comments, not the actual song. So I just heard they combined reggaeton and black metal. And I heard that and I was like, this song is about to be crazy. And it was. Not, not one of my personal favorites. There are definitely others I prefer to listen to. It's still definitely an A tier song. Probably like right here. I still like, again, I think these are all really good songs, but this one probably goes right there. Except for this one. This one I question. Anyway, even in Arcadia, this song once again very much a vibe. This is kind of like Drag Me Under, but in this album. So yeah, it goes into A tier. Again, just single instrument pretty much, so I will tend to like that more. Time for another questionable song, Provider. Now, I know what they were doing here. They were trying to recreate, where is it? They were trying to recreate this. They overdone it. They done overdid it. The second half of the song is a little bit better. After the bridge, it gets pretty good, but yeah, it's kind of, I feel like a worse version of, well, actually, it is a little bit of a better version to give. Is it? I don't know. Low C, high D tier song. I guess I'll put in D tier just to even that out a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, next, absolute banger, Damocles, the other single. Yeah, this one, where do I put it? I like Better Emergence. This is a top 5. This is the top 5 I have right now. Yeah, it's probably around this range. I guess I'll put it just behind Emergence, but it's still up there pretty good. Yeah, that one is basically the Aqua Regia of Even Arcadia. And I think it is, once again, a pretty good song, too. Once again, just killing it on the drums. He did Sony Emergence as well, for the most part. I know he didn't get as much attention for that one, but, he still did really good on those. And, yeah, I think that's another S tier song. Next up, Gethsemane. Kind of like Ascensionism. I know a lot of people like it, just not for me, necessarily. Outside of the breakdown riff in the middle of the song. I like the ending, too, but still not my favorite. Put it all together. Probably right about there. And then Infinite Baths. This was honestly on its way to being a B tier or C tier. However, the last 3 minutes or so of this song absolutely saved it. And that alone puts it in A tier. Just the ending of the song with the caveman sound and guitars just goes absolutely insane. So yeah, that puts it up to A tier. And you just get to jam out to that outro for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, which is incredible. So yeah, that's the ranking, I guess. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Like I said, trying something new here for Acre Extra. I want more driver involved content. Even if it's not necessarily this is just something quick and easy to start it. And, from here we can probably build on this and maybe do some other stuff with it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you want to see more, leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I will see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.